Get out of the doctor's office and I'm so embarrassed. I need to put a note where I can't have big daddy bear doctors ever. Doctor comes in, big guy, like 6 foot, like big teddy bear, like, ugh.
Bro, height on a man is equivalent to a female having a big ass. You know, I'm vertically challenged. So if we put it in perspective, technically I'm flat. Technically I'm flat if we put it in perspective.
And I tell him, like, I have a sore throat. I haven't been able to sleep. And he just, like, he makes eye contact the whole time. Because he's a decent person. But my brain just can't, like, get past the fact that, like, I'm ovulating soon. And as he's, like, asking for my symptoms, he puts his hand on my throat to feel my tonsils. And then I just look up at him so lovingly. Literally like this. I don't even know if he was wearing a wedding ring. I don't even remember what he said. The whole thing is just a blur at this point. And then when he asked to open my mouth, I stuck my tongue out. I'm never coming back here again.
You're at the doctor's office trying to get your noodles stirred. I hate that's tall and waste their height. Like, if you tall and you don't play sports, it's a waste of time. If you tall and you don't get no bitches, that shit is crazy to me. Because you halfway there. If you have the gift of height, don't waste it. Now, I have heard it's certain tall wish they were short, which is crazy to me. Because me personally, if I was anywhere 6'1", 6'2", I would have been in the league. I'm letting you know right now. I'd have had I'd probably be on my max contract right now.
Oh, then you respected it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
I was like, me, never.
Look.
No, baby. No.
What's your name? What's your name?
Emma, what's your name?
King. Oh, let me,
You about to make me go hella mad.
let me put that in there.
Very mad.
Who gonna make you mad?
I don't know.
Bro, did she not just come out on a date with one of them dudes right there? Or those must be her family members. Those better be her family members, bro, because there is no way you just left. It looked like he got to-go boxes in his hand. Am I tripping?
Next. So,
You better be worth making people mad as
you
I got you. I got you.
yeah.
All right, have a good night, bro. All right. All right, bro.
Ciao.
All right. That's an OD
That's too funny.
She just literally left her man to go give this dude her number. I know y'all be like, bro, why you mad? I don't be mad about the height shit. The only time I really get upset at tall, like the ones that have God complexes. Like, I hate a tall that have a God complex. Just because you big don't mean that you could beat everybody up. And you know what's crazy? Tall act just the same as these heifers that got big butts. Think about it, right? It's a chick out here right now that's huff as hell. She ugly as hell in the face, but because she got a fat ass, let her get away with certain things, right? It's a tall dude out here, probably 6'8", 6'9". He huff as hell. He huff as hell. But still be looking at him like, oh my God, he's so sexy. No, he not. He ugly. He just tall.
Let's see if you're actually going to accept my challenge this time.
This is a pre-Natali pepper rated at 2.2 million Scoville heat units. This is Hellboy hot sauce with chocolate bootla, Trinidad Scorpion, and 7-Pop Primo. Notice how it's not runny. This came from my good friend Brad Muglot, and it's straight up Carolina Reaper powder. Notice how dark it is.
What? Bro, hold on.
Here we go.
Yo.
What you got next, Cam?
Imagine somebody like me. I have stomach ulcers. Imagine me looking at people playing with their stomach like this. I don't know if I'm jealous or if I'm upset. Because I would never. My question to you is, what was that visit to the bathroom like? Because I know your ass is on fire.
Don't be having no name. I can't say sexy. I look like Screaming Rufus.
Herman! Herman, hit me over Cletus. I'm about to nut Wilson. Finishing me Frederick. Deeper, Douglas, deeper.
Yo, you know what's funny about this? My son's name was going to be Eugene. My son's name was going to be Eugene. I'm like, man, that's my grandfather's name. I want to keep my grandfather alive. My wife said, hold on now. Hold on. Okay, I've been researching this Egyptian stuff, and I want our son to have a name with a meaning. So I'm like, all right. We came to an agreement. Eugene is still in there. The Eugene ain't going nowhere. Imagine you watching all my videos, laughing your ass off, but you still ain't subscribed. You got commitment issues, dog. It's free. It is free for you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way, YouTube not gonna control when or how you see my videos. Come on, people. What's going on? What are you waiting for? I ain't begging. I'm asking nicely. Don't make me ask you again.
I'm not gonna lie, tourists come to New York and they do more shit in a weekend than I've ever did in my life.
Facts.
What do you mean you went to a Yankee game, you went ice skating at Rockefeller Center, saw the tree light up, you went to the Knicks game, dunked on Cat, went to Bryant Park, went to Village, went to 3 viral TikTok restaurants that I can't even get into.
My cousin from the UK came over here 2 years ago. I went back to New York to visit because I've never met her before. This is my first time meeting her, right? Do you know that in that span of 3 weeks, she did more in the city that I'm from than I did in the 10 years that I lived there? She did way more. All these activities. I have never been to the Statue of Liberty. She took her kids to the Statue of Liberty. They got a bouncy house out there. I didn't know that shit. They went bowling. They did mad activities that I never did when I was there. Went to Times Square, rode on the bus, all types of shit.
Lived in a black neighborhood for quite a while. I saw how they treated white people. It's not very good. And yet all the hate is on white males.
You would get beat up if you said something racial to a black person.
Mm-hmm. You saw that happen?
Yes.
Almost exclusively white.
You would get beat up if you said something racial to a black person. I'm not following, brother. So you think you should be able to just say racially charged things to black people and not suffer no type of repercussions? Now, people should keep their hands to themselves, but at the same time, like, these fellas right here are the type of fellas that you would see leaving those racially charged comments under videos with burner accounts. The account been started 2 days ago. The account only have one follower, only following one person, but has left thousands of comments, and most of those comments are racially charged. These are the type of individuals that you would see doing that.
Communities exist all around the United States off of paper merely because of socioeconomics, and that if you are wealthy enough, everyone who becomes wealthy enough will buy into a more or less white-only gated community. But I would not be able to afford that outside of, working my entire life to build up a bunch of businesses, but I would like to have kids.
I want my kids to be taught that their ancestors did great things, not that they were the villains of history.
Correct. And Arkansas is nice. As far as I know, the laws are you just need to let them know that you're going to be homeschooling. And then after that, there's no testing that you need to do, or they don't really check up on you.
The first community.
So you okay with homeschooling your kids as long as the state not going to require a test? So how do you know if your child is up to standards? This is crazy. This is interesting. This is interesting.
That really went after us was the r/Jewish subreddit. I had CPS come out here because they had complained to CPS trying to get my kids taken away. The health department has come out here, complaints. They just blanket made complaints to everyone. I mean, I do have Mein Kampf, but I think that's just historically relevant.
Mein
Who
Kampf?
wrote that one?
Mein Kampf?
Yeah.
Hitler.
Oh, shit.
I like how you acted like you didn't know who wrote Mein Kampf so he could say it out loud. I don't think it's a problem with you wanting an all-white community, bro. Before I say that, I wish that the type of history that we learned as black folks, or like the type of conversations that you can have with your family members who went through segregation, who lived through segregation, the type of stories that have been passed down from our great-great-grandparents, and then our grandparents told us those stories. I wish white folks could listen in on some of those stories, because what we learn about black history and slavery and all those type of things in the textbooks is actually watered down. And the fact that y'all feel as though your ancestors are villains without hearing the true story is crazy, because it gets a lot worse than what they teach y'all.
Yeah, so I really like to brag about how patient and gentle my dogs are. Come here. Come here, Lola. Treat. All I do is call their name and they gonna know which one. Get over here, Lola. They gonna know which one to go to, so they don't try to attack me, don't try to bite my hand. They real gentle.
Bro, is that the dog's tail? The dog's tail sound heavy as hell.
Bricks. Good boy. Lola. Now I'm gonna do the opposite. Lola's. Bricks.
Dog, imagine taking her out on a date and the date go good and she invites you back to the house. Now, not for no extracurricular activities, right? But you should just to chill, keep the date going. And she talking about, oh, I gotta let my kids out. And you see these two, I'm finna see these two grown ass men. You see these two big motherfuckers pop out the room, dog. I'm cool, bro. That's crazy. Them was two big ass dogs.
Did you do something to my test? There's no way I'm positive. Story time. So some time ago, I was working at a surgery center, right? Here comes this lovely lady on this particular day. We tell her, please pee in a cup, because she was within that age range where you have to provide a negative pregnancy test for us to proceed. And she does so. The test is positive. The anesthesiologist went in there and said, your test is positive. Unfortunately, we can't do this procedure. I'm with the anesthesiologist. She disregards the anesthesiologist, looks at me. You want to know what she asks? Did you do something to my test? There's no way I'm positive.
What could you do to the test?
The anesthesiologist interrupts. He says, no, we don't do that. If you'd like to take another test, you certainly can. She said, yes, I would. She pees. The test is positive. Again. We both go back in there. She's all flustered and exasperated. I just want you guys to understand how important this question is that she asked next, okay? Okay? She said, how do we know it's mine?
So you just not gonna take accountability for giving that poom poom up raw? My question is, what did she come to get done?
So the anesthesiologist was like, I'm sorry? How do we know the pregnancy test is yours? Was it not your urine that we used? I'm sorry, I'm a little bit confused. She clarifies. She said, no, the baby. And like,
wait, what?
How would we know that? So the anesthesiologist said, I think it's best for you to make an appointment with an OBGYN and continue to have this conversation with that provider.
No, I think she needs to check herself into a mental institute. How do you know it's my baby? What type of question is that?
Okay, at this time, I'm going to have Ashley remove the IV, and I'm going to ask you to get dressed because we can't do the procedure. She's very upset. Now, the surgery center, at most surgery centers, there are no doors for the rooms. It's just curtains. So if you're on the phone and you're not making a deliberate effort to be discreet, we can hear everything. She calls, presumably, her boyfriend. Here's why I assumed that it was her boyfriend. Because what I heard her ask was, have you been sleeping with anyone else? Apparently, I'm pregnant.
What? Short bus activities. This is short bus activities, yo. You gotta be making this story up. There is no way anybody in this world could be that dumb. In fact, the fact that she's pregnant, I'm worried. I hope she gave the baby up for adoption. She's not smart enough to be a parent. Your boyfriend slept with somebody else. That's why you're pregnant. Oh my God.
20 years ago today, I gave birth to a 6 pounds and 10 ounces baby boy. I haven't spoken to that boy, who's now a man, in 5 years, a little over 5 years. And I miss him very much. It's weird because I don't know who he is. And the version of him that I remember really well and I miss terribly is 7-year-old him, 7-year-old him, 8-year-old him. He was so special. 10-year-old him was really special too. 10-year-old him was really amazing. I'm sure 20-year-old him is equally as incredible. And I'm just thinking about that today and praying and sending just thoughts, love, energy, all of that to whatever corner of the world he's at and into whatever it is that he's doing with his life.
For a point in time after I came to this country, my mother and I lost contact for about 5 to 6 years. So what happened was, hear me out. I came to this country. The guy that my mother was with, he kicked her out the house. My mother started living by herself. And then she started dating some random, I don't know where she met this man from, but he basically introduced my mother to a cult. For that point in time, my mother was in a cult. She wasn't eating, she wasn't talking to family, and he had her calling him Messiah, some shit like that. She basically was calling this man the Messiah, right? Anyway, it got to the point where I used to send my mother money and she wouldn't take it. My aunt got arrested at Nurse King. If you're from Grenada, then you definitely know who Nurse King is. So Nurse King, my aunt, she would see my mother randomly, and you know, she used to tell us like, "Mom, she don't look good. Like she out here, she don't like she's taking showers. She don't look like she's not taking care of herself." So my aunt would try to give my mother the money that I sent, and she would just be like, "No, she don't want it." Shit was weird, bro. But I remember like hearing the stories, and the shit broke my heart. Now we fast forward, and you know, she's out of that cult. She's doing better. She's in church and doing, you know what I'm saying. But our relationship is not the best. Partly because whatever that guy did to my mom's, mentally, she's not there 100%. And sometimes I try to carry a conversation with her, and it's hard. It's really hard to carry a conversation with her. Now, do I love my mother? Yes. That's my mother. She gave birth to me. I want to talk about certain things, but I can't. I want us to have a sit down and, hey, you know, I didn't appreciate this. I wish you would have handled this better. You know, this situation right here. Because it's some things that happened to me when I was younger, bro, that even before that whole cult situation, I had some disdain for my mom. It was certain situations that my mother put me in that really affected me mentally. And I'm gonna be real, and sometimes I be feeling as though I'm using the whole fact that she was in that situation and she was ignoring me and like kind of, she was in that situation and she tossed me away, tossed the family away. Sometimes I feel as though I'm using that as an excuse. Sometimes I feel as though I'm using that as an excuse for what happened before that. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know, bro. I don't know if we'll ever talk about it. Personally, I need to go to a therapist because that, along with other things, is still like balled up in here.